Hello, Jason Bates here, owner of Electrum Financial, a mortgage broker located right here in beautiful Scottsdale, Arizona, where mortgage is not a flip of the coin. You'd like the lowest rate at the lowest cost, reach out to me. I'd like to meet you, and that is for sure. Here is this week's mortgage market at a glance. January has been a month marked by the market's adjustment to a shift in the Fed's policy outlook. This began right at the outset and resulted in higher rates and lower stock prices. So the question is, why did this happen? Well, this past week merely served to confirm what I had already knew. Namely, the Fed would not be making any policy changes and that it would do nothing to push back on the expectation for policy changes at the next meeting. Language was added to the announcement to suggest a rate hike at the next meeting. And there was no change to the pace of tapering, which will be concluded before the March Fed meeting. And last but not least, Powell said the Fed remains on track to begin trimming the balance sheet as early as the June Fed meeting, which is perfectly in line with my previous assumptions. Stocks and bonds get a bit cranky when the Fed yanks the proverbial punch bowl away, even if they knew it was coming. Fortunately, they prepared quite well for this week in terms of trading levels. And sure, there was a bit of volatility reaction at first, but the next 2 days of trading confirm the Fed didn't truly surprise the market. In this slightly bigger picture, we can see the damage that's already been done and the possibility that big stock losses have helped rates avoid bigger spikes. Despite the ultimately flat reaction to this week's Fed news, some market participants are worried the impending Fed rate hikes will do something to tank the economy. This includes potential damage to the home prices, stocks, and home sales. With those concerns in mind, and with the caveat that this data was only updated through November of this week, here's how home prices are doing. Here's how pending home sales are doing with a bonus overlay of mortgage rates. And here's how stock prices are doing. Check out the gray line. This chart also includes the most recent Fed rate hike cycle along with the broad economic matrix for manufacturing and service sectors. It shows the economy and the market continued to expand for years as the Fed continued hiking rates. The Fed meets only 8 times a year. Meanwhile, rates move every single day. As such, rates do a great job of getting in position for Fed rate hikes before they actually happen. That's one of the reasons mortgage rates were able to fall for roughly a year after the previous Fed liftoff. In a nutshell, it was even more of a given this time compared to 2015. We knew COVID was an artificial bite out of the economy and that the rates would move back up as the pandemic progressed. Unexpected speed bumps have slowed down the initial rising rate trend, but it began all the way back in August of 2020. If it doesn't feel like rates have been rising since August of 2020, that may be because mortgage rates were the notable exception at times for a variety of reasons. This apparent large rate spike is only now getting rates back into what had previously been an all-time low range. If the rising rate environment of 2016 through 2018 is any guide, rates could indeed continue higher. That's actually a baseline assumption for the average market participant, but it relies on continued progress against the pandemic and the absence of other significant market shocks. Even if rates stick to the unfriendly trend, history suggests it won't be the end of the world, and perhaps not even the end of the economic expansion, not anytime soon anyway. So there you have this week's mortgage market at a glance. If you'd like to know more, reach out to me. I'd like to meet you, and that is for sure. Thanks for watching, and if you're looking to purchase or refinance a home in Arizona, I would like to be your broker of choice. Until next time, take care and stay safe.